It is a special day across the Razorback Nation. It's a big day for Razorback basketball as we welcome Coach Eric Musselman and his family into our Razorback family. And Coach, I know I'm not the first to say welcome to Arkansas, but I'll say it anyway. And I just wonder what led you here. You've had a basketball journey, and what's led you to Arkansas?
Well, first of all, thanks, Chuck. And my family and I are so excited. But we feel like this is one of the best jobs in the country. All the history. The more I talked with Hunter, the more comfortable the process was, and we feel like it's a great opportunity to compete in the best conference in the United States.
You're a basketball lifer. I think it'd be fair to say that. How do all your experiences prepare you for this?
Well, I've been involved with coaching since I was a little baby. Most kids wake up and they watch cartoons. I was waking up and watching game film because that's what my father had on. And I've known since the 6th grade that I wanted to be a basketball coach, and that's been my lifelong dream. And I got great opportunities at a young age and have been around some terrific coaches to learn under, and I've been very lucky with some opportunities and won some games while we've been doing it.
Before we get into style, I'd like to talk about relationships and your relationships with your players. I know you've had an opportunity to meet with the team, and talk a little bit about that if you would.
Well, I think really the only way you can get a basketball team to play hard and to really buy in is to have relationships with guys, not just on the floor, but in their personal lives. And, you know, for us, we play really hard, but we feel like that buy-in is because of what we've developed, not just at practice, but how you develop guys off the floor and being a part of their life, being a part of their family, then being a part of your family. So all those things are really, really important, especially for me, a new coach. You know, I'm new to the group. They're not new to me. And so I kind of have to adjust to them. It's not, I can't walk in and ask all the student athletes to, hey, you got to do exactly what I want. No, we got to kind of form a partnership and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, and it'll be a culture shock, some of the things that we do for our guys, but it'll gradually get there to where we want it to be.
Let's talk a little bit about the basketball, your style of play. What do you like to do?
Well, we've kind of adopted an NBA style because we use numbers as well, and we like to shoot a lot of threes. We like to play with pace and space. Obviously right now the game has turned into an open floor game, both at the NBA level and the collegiate level. So high volume free throw attempt team, low turnover team, a team that plays with good pace and shoots a lot of threes, if I had to just put it in a quick 30-second nutshell.
When you look at the numbers, it's obvious you put a premium on passing and assists. Could you talk about that?
Well, we had a really talented team at Nevada and oftentimes took some ill-advised quick shots. So we tried to study other programs, other organizations that did a real good job of moving the basketball, and I got an opportunity to go to the Golden State Warriors training camp for back-to-back years under Steve Kerr. And one of the things that the Warriors try to do is they have a certain number of passes. Obviously, we took his numbers from a 48-minute game. We tried to adapt them to a collegiate game, and so we came up with a 200-pass goal for every game. And those 200 passes, we found we were really, really hard to beat when that ball moves, and we call it popcorn, when the ball sprays around to each other. And one of the terms that we use is the ball has eyes, and so you got to allow the ball to see an open teammate.
One of the numbers that really pops out is your teams at Nevada, if my numbers are right, rebounded your opponent's misses 78% of the time. You obviously put a premium on rebounding.
Yes, going to the defensive backboards, because we feel like that, you know, starts your fast break. If you're grabbing the ball out of the net, it's really hard to play with any pace. And so defensive rebounding, especially at our guard position, I think that you know, guys are programmed at that 4 and 5 spot or the power forward and center spot to go rebound the ball, but the key to being a great rebounding team is, can you get your point guard to go get some extra defensive rebounds, your off guard, your small forward. So we talk every day about how as a group collectively we've got to rebound with 5 bodies.
You've won championships. What are the commonalities, if you want to use that word, between championship teams?
Got to have great chemistry. You got to play for 40 minutes, and you know, meeting with the team last night, one of the things that I talked about when we casually grabbed some food was, you know, you got to play 40 minutes, and sometimes playing 37 minutes isn't going to get it done. And I think that your team's got to take some type of identity that the crowd, boosters, alumni, referees, opposing coaches. They've got to say something about your team. There's got to be some identity of who you're about on a nightly basis. And so we've got to start off with being a really, really hard playing team. And then everything else falls into place.
I know many of our fans have seen the video from when you addressed the team, and it was interesting to hear you say, we've got talent to win here now.
We really believe that, and there's a lot of young players, which makes it really, really neat when you look into the future. And now so it's up to our staff to try to develop the best that we can. And it's going to be a really big summer, because when you talk about a new staff, your off season becomes really important. So the 2 5-week segments that we're together this summer are going to be vital in how we gel. And a lot of teams, start out poorly in a regular season, and it's those teams that come out early and are well organized from the beginning of the season. Non-conference play is so important to make an NCAA tournament.
You touched on the summer, and I want to ask you where you go from here. You obviously hit the ground running, and there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do, obviously. I think the biggest thing is just me and the players bonding. That's the number one priority. And then we're going to have to start slowly, doing some system stuff, some team stuff. So unlike a lot of summer programs where you deal with a lot of individual work, we're going to do a lot of team stuff and almost have full-fledged mini practices within our time constraints. And so that's really what we're looking to do, is how can we get our guys to understand philosophically who we want to be on both offensively and defensively, both sides of the basketball.
And then finally, as you make the move to Arkansas, your family as well, you've obviously got a basketball family. That's very evident. Talk, if you would, about that, making the move across the country.
Well, I'll be here alone probably for a little bit of time, because my daughter has to finish up school. And my other son's got to finish up his graduate assistant work. But so I'll be here. It'll be awesome, because I got 2 months or a month and a half where it's just me and the team. But then when my family gets here, they're so excited to get here, and we just want to be part of this Arkansas family, and we couldn't be more thrilled.
We're excited you're here. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it.
Our new coach, Coach Eric Musselman.